The early 1800s marked the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, the beginning of humans' mass emission of carbon dioxide. We're familiar with CO2's devastating greenhouse effect, which led to global warming. When we think global warming, we think heat, melting ice caps, and raising water levels. But what does the CO2 directly do to the ocean? Our friendly puddle absorbs 1/4 of our atmosphere's CO2. When there's more in the air, there's more in the water. When carbon dioxide is absorbed, carbonic acid forms, making the ocean far more acidic. We can tell it is becoming more acidic by the lowering pH level. Anything with a pH from 7.1 to 14 is a base. The closer to 14 it is, the more basic it is. A substance from 6.9 to 0 is an acid. The smaller the number, the more acidic it is. Before humans made a mess, the ocean maintained a happy 8.2 pH level. But since the early 1800s, the ocean has dropped by 0.1 pH, making it an unhappy 8.1. It may not seem like much, but that small 0.1 has made the ocean 25 to 30% more acidic. Let me explain to you what that means. Coral, the beautiful squiggles at the bottom of the ocean, don't like acidic water. They already grow on the sea floor, where the water level is more acidic than that on the surface. The coral will start to erode far faster than it can regenerate. Not only will our ocean floor look ugly, but the fish that depend on the coral to live and hide in will start to die off. Speaking of fish, high acidic levels can cause reproductive disorders within them, so they can no longer reproduce. And speaking of babies, copepods, like hermit crabs, will always look like squishy babies because the acid is strong enough to dissolve their shells. Of all the creatures that are harmed by the new pH, there are a few that are enjoying the new living situations. Photosynthetic algae feed on CO2, and extra CO2 causes a huge increase in their population. Algae grow on the surface, which is already where carbonic acid collects the most. Large algae blooms block sunlight from reaching lower levels of the ocean, where several underwater plants live. Underwater plants provide food and shelter and are extremely necessary bases of our ecosystems. The increasing acidification of the ocean is a global concern. This is becoming more apparent day by day. Fish and copepods, many of which support human economies, are disappearing at an alarming rate, though it comes as no surprise because their homes and food are struggling to survive as well. Not much is known yet, but scientists are in agreement that ocean acidification is a growing problem.